Hello people. As you can probably guess by the fact that you're watching a video, which I obviously did because otherwise you wouldn't be watching it, I am back from holidays now. Holidays were pretty okayish, kinda mixed. But yeah, anyway, this is a video from a replay which was actually before the holidays. I wanted to prepare like 5, 6, 7, 8 random replay reviews before the holidays. However, like the last 2 days I was basically lying in bed with fever, with like 40 degrees of fever. And same for like the first 3 days of my skiing holidays, so that was pretty great. And that was also the reason why you only got a couple Clownwell videos which I had lying around. And not as much content as I was hoping to. So I'm gonna try and catch it up now. And here I am in my WZ-111 on Erlenberg, defending and playing solo. Now XVM does give us a 70% chance to win. However, looking at both teams, I kind of get the impression that if me and the Panther 88 were not in this team, it would be more like a 50%er. With which I mean, if I play well and carry hard, I'm probably going to win this. But if I derp out, then it's pretty much an even game. You probably all know about the WZ-111, premium tank, which was given away if you had no life, or if you were ready to pay 70 euros, or a mixture of two, during the Christmas period, if I'm not wrong. I personally bought Japan and the UK, if I'm not mistaken, and played through the 5 other countries. At the beginning I really didn't like the tank. I preferred the i6 because of the better gun control and reload on the i6, and I also liked having the APCR and the more reliable armor in the i6. But by now I actually strongly prefer this tank. I'm not saying it's better, but I definitely prefer playing it because of the great speed, the very reliable turret armor, and the very powerful side script capabilities, which I would consider better than the i6s. However, you do pay for it with a derpier gun and worse frontal and all around and armor, Basically the WZ armor is way more reliable, but it also has way more weak spots, while the i6's armor is very, very good against low tiers, but by far not as good against high tiers, which just penetrated everywhere, including the turret. I'm going very, very aggressive over here. I don't know, I was kinda bored and had a couple bad games and yeah, whatever. I just decided to push. I mean, like, matchmaking is pretty epic. A lot of the enemy turrets are already spotted, and why not, go a bit aggressive over here. There are a lot of positions in this general area where I can go hold down or side scrape, or well, mainly go hold down, even with my crappy gun impression. So that's why it's not that risky as it seems to go aggressive over here, as I do have that strong Chinese Russian turret. Black Prince doesn't like how he shows me his side, so he goes out on the other side to show me his side, which allows me to get a nice shot into him. Yes, that was irony for those of you who are not too common with me. And there he goes again, and I'm like, well, if you want it twice, I'll give it twice. By the way, you might notice I'm running rations on it. The main reason for that is not so good crew I have on this, as I don't have a Chinese heavy at the moment. I just had some crew lying around. And, well, at the time this was when, rations and whatnot were half price, so so only 10k credits per game. And as you still make massive amounts of credits, as it's a premium tank, I didn't really see an issue with it. And I think I'm going to keep running it because the fire... Oh, I have not been having any major fire problems. Anyway, well, I was happily, in this general area and farming 1.6k damage while just taking 2 shots from the Black Prince. And our team is pushing through very hard on the side, gotta admit that. On the other side of the map, our team completely crumbled, and our base is being defended by a 12D and a Tiger P against, let's say half the enemy remaining team. So I decide that I have to get back ASAP. I really want to be in a strong position where I can get a lot of damage into them while they're trying to cross a bridge or the fjord or whatever you want to call it, like, cross a river. And not let them cross a river and then engage them while they still have all their HP, because that is just not going to be an option. Now, I mentioned the strong hold down and side scripting capabilities of this tank. You may note I'm still shooting heat. I really feel like I want to carry this game. We've got a massive HP disadvantage. We're also losing tanks pretty quickly. And that heat really helps a lot against the IS-3 and the Tiger II, and also possibly like the AMX, although I should be able to penetrate that with AP. As I am, for example, possibly able to penetrate a Tiger II's upper plate, which I wouldn't be with AP, and although I'm not going to aim for his upper plate because I'm shooting heat, it's very possible the shot deviates in that direction, in which case I'll be very glad to have it. Anyway, I found this beautiful rubble house thingy stuff over here, where I can go hold down and side scrape, and I'm doing a pretty good job of it, just standing here and, you know, trying to see where I can get shots on. Kind of bad play right there, showing my side a bit to the Tiger II, but honestly, as long as he stays back there, and I don't take damage, which I just did, I'm pretty happy because, well, if he's back there, he's not rushing me, he's not flanking me. And at close range, as the Tiger II is so tall, he can really penetrate me at places I wouldn't expect it, like my frontal armor. I'm still shooting heat. On that KV-4 side, I have to be very careful to aim for the turret side and not the side of the tank in general. Because on the side of the tank in general, the heat would just be absorbed by the tracks. While shooting the turret side, that problem is negated. I noticed the IS-3 moved up. The Tiger II kind of stopped me from being able to block the bridge. But yeah, IS-3 turret roof is a weak spot. I could have penetrated that with AP, no problem, as long as you've got a... I don't even know if it's a 90mm, I think it's a 90mm gun. You can penetrate the IS-3's turret roof at basically any angle. So I'm kind of taking advantage of that weak spot. Now as IS-3 seems kind of scared and I still see the KV-4 over there, I go out, take a quick snapshot and hit his turret side, which is very nice as that manages to get us back 710 from the previous 610. And with the ELC dying and the Tiger P dying, the score is now 8-11. We still have the Panther 2, not Panther 2, Panther 88, which does appear to be a decent player. The IS-3 is standing in cap, but I noticed the Tiger 2 is moving forwards, and that's a perfect example of why I'm happily shooting heat right now. I also had some mission running, I think. Okay, which is not going to happen this game, because capturing the enemy base does not happen when you're defending. Strong wargaming logic. Anyway, right now, actually, this is important. The IS-3 comes forward while I'm still on reload. So what do I try and do? I'm kind of trying to side scrape, but I can't really do that as he's already too far forwards. You know, I'm still kind of trying to hide some part of my armor. But I'm doing my very best to keep this fence between me and him. Either he decides to shoot through the fence, which can have the effect of him destroying the fence while shooting, which would mean that he loses 25 penetration, which greatly, like that 25 penetration is a lot at this tier. And if he loses 25 penetration by shooting through the fence, then that's, you know, 25 more armor than I have, basically. If he decides to go all the way around, so let's say he decided to move on to here, so the fence is gone, because, you know, here it's destroyed, then he would be far more in the open, and it would take him more time. So I would probably be able to shoot him and shoot him again before he reloads, definitely killing him before he's able to reload a second shot. Even if he penetrates me, I take one shot of damage and kill him in return. And yeah, otherwise, you know, I'm trying to wiggle a bit. Also, if, as he just did, he shoots through the non-destructible part of the fence, the wooden part, he doesn't lose any penetration, but that forces him to shoot at the upper part of my armor, which for one means not my lower plate, for two means he can hit my turret, or he can hit these parts which are pretty well angled backwards and so on. So yeah, I found that kind of important to point out. Anyway, I'm now reloaded, he bounced me, I put a shot in his upper plate, and there you go, I'm back to side scraping. And I have a better reload, this is like, that's a fact. If you've got a i6 or a WZ-111 with i6, it's even more pronounced, you have a better reload than an i3. On top of that, I'm using rations, so I'm pretty confident my reload is around second better. I think the top reload you can have in an i3 is 10.97. So I have around a 1 second to, you know, even 2 seconds depending on his equipment and crew reload advantage, which allowed me to kill him before him getting a second shot in. 69 got brave and started moving forwards. Tiger 2 went around the corner there, but showed me way too much of his side, which I directly punished with an AP shell. I'm nearly out of heat, but it isn't really an issue because at these kind of short ranges, the Tiger 2 armor isn't really a problem. It's more of a problem at very long range, because, you know, this gun isn't very accurate, and if you miss the lower plate, well, then you miss it and you won't penetrate the upper plate or anywhere else. What was he doing, mate? Somehow he manages to penetrate my turret ring. He misses one. He bounces once more, and now I know, okay, I reload. Well, he's not empty yet, but he doesn't have enough shots to kill me, so if I rush him now, he won't be able to reload in time to have any chance of killing me or whatever. So I just decided to go YOLO forwards. Take him out. And at the same time our IS-3, who was still on the other end of the map, finishes off the KV-85, leaving only the 1375 in this game on the enemy team, with a win more or less being secured. I asked Top Gun in chat. AMX 1375 appears, I get one shot into him, and I managed to ram him for the kill, guaranteeing me a beautiful Top Gun. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. So yeah, I got an ace tanker, I got a steel wall, I got a high caliber, I got a Top Gun. I managed to get a total of 1,801 raw experience, doing 6,266 damage, blocking a total of 2,500, which is pretty decent in my opinion, and even detecting a little bit, slightly under 500. Also, note how I traveled 2.4 kilometers, which in a heavy tank is pretty remarkable. However, this tank is pretty fast, which does kind of lessen that remarkability, if that is any English. I earned a total net with premium, not net, with premium of 173,000 credits. However, as I spammed a boatload of gold, and also apparently it wasn't half price consumables anymore, so I paid the full 20,000 for those rations. I only made a net profit of 52,000. I definitely agree that in this game I could have shot way less heat, but I really wanted to make sure that I had the possibility to carry, and in my opinion this was a very hard carry from my part, and so I think it did kind of pay off. At the moment I'm not playing the game to make credits, I'm playing the game to have fun, and I had fun, so that was good. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, see you next time. Bye bye, Genghis here.